Welcome to the New Voices for the Theater 31st Annual Festival of New Works. My name is Heather Falks, and I am the Program Director for New Voices. On behalf of SPARC and the Festival Company, I thank you for supporting young artists' work. The play you're about to see is called Forgetting, and the playwright's name is Cara Hadden.
Forgetting by Cara J. Hadden. Cast of characters: old woman, Gloria, weathered yet vibrant. Memory stealer, sarcastic yet full of longing. Setting: old woman's living room. Time: circa 2010.
There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Old woman appears, content and ethereal.
Time moves differently in the better home. Seconds become minutes, hours become weeks, months become years. A single moment could last forever, if I wanted it to. I don't have to worry about the good things slipping away like they did down there. Here, I remember every great moment I ever had. However, I found that the longer I stay here, in a home of harmony and love, all the bad feelings and memories left over from my time down there are starting to fade. I simply don't need them anymore. So, while I still remember what it is to feel anger or sadness or bitterness, I need to tell you about the first and last time I was a fighter. I would say that this happened long ago, but I truly couldn't tell you. Time here is odd, indeed. I also can't say if the weather was nice, as I was confined to my living room. But the sky was dark enough to shade the blinds and bathe the house in varying shades of gray. I sat in my favorite rocking chair in my favorite yellow dress, singing my favorite church song. It was the only one I could remember. But even as I sang and I heard the creak of the cherrywood rocker, I could sense something was there. I felt it inside my head. I couldn't tell how long it had been there, and I still don't know. I didn't feel safe. I was angry that my mind had become occupied territory. However, I refused to give myself to the enemy and made a vow to protect what was mine, even if what was mine didn't belong there anymore. I stuck to my vow.
She picks up a cup full of marbles.
Be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Memory stealer enters.
I know you can't hear me, but I'm here. I've always been here. You never knew I existed. I've watched you live and create moments from your first breath, never knowing that those moments could be tattered and torn. If the colors of life are dulled by the passing of time, then I'm what you would call a collector of the vibrant in a world of gray.
Memory stealer crosses to stand behind old woman and puts a hand on her shoulder.
My first memory is from when I was 3. My parents took me to Virginia Beach for vacation. Oh, how I loved the ocean. I can still feel the sun on my face and smell the salt in the air as Dad waded in the tide, holding my little hands. I made a sandcastle that day, only to have my brother stomp on it when I was done. Those were simpler times then.
Memory Stealer takes the marble she's holding and drops it into a cup of her own.
Oh, don't worry, dear. You don't need this one anymore.
First story I wrote was in 3rd grade. It was about a chicken with 3 heads who learned to dance the jitterbug. The plot didn't make any sense, but at the time I thought I was a literary genius. My teacher was so impressed with my creativity that she hung it on the front board of my class for a week. I knew then that I wanted to write stories for the rest of my life.
I can't see why you would want to keep a story about a mutant dancing chicken. You said yourself it wasn't very good. I might like it, though.
My first kiss, 11th grade, Walter Finnegan. He had the cutest curly red hair I'd ever seen. He asked me to enter formal. And when he drove me home, he kissed me in his car a block away from my house. I couldn't stop blushing that night. My brother knew something was up. Dad all but gave me the "no boys are allowed within 5 feet of you, do I make myself clear" lecture. Mom just smiled at me. We spent the rest of the evening talking about boys and books and everything in between. That was one of the best moments I had with my mom.
Oh, you actually kissed him? Look at those teeth. Did that boy's dentist hate him or something? You could have done better. Believe me, I'm doing you a favor. I wonder what being kissed feels like.
My graduation date from William and Mary class of 1969. I was so proud of myself. My brother cheered the loudest when I walked on stage to get my diploma, announcing his approval of my English degree. I was going to change the world with my words. I just wish Mom and Dad were there to see it.
Ha! All right. You're asking me to take this one. Why would you want to remember something that happened after your parents died? Doesn't seem right to me.
My wedding to Walter Finnegan. It was such a beautiful day. The church choir sang my favorite song during the bridal march. Walter and I decided to write our own vows. Being the wordy woman I am, I practically wrote a sonnet declaring my undying love for my husband for all the world to hear. Walter wrote 2 sentences for his vows, and yet it contained everything I loved about him. He told me, "Gloria, I want to spend every minute of every day at your side, studying every fleck of gold in your eyes and every word you have to say. I promise to never forget a single moment of our life together, for you bring me all the joy and love I'll ever need." He stuck to his vow.
That's a sweet one, but it's mine now.
This day was special. My first full-length novel was published, and I'm happy to say that my storytelling abilities progressed beyond jiving poultry to a story about a man granted a gift to control time. At the end of the book, the man is given the chance to rewind his life and choose one moment to relive before death. He doesn't choose to relive anything. Life is only meant to be lived once, he said. If we were meant to live forever through our past, we wouldn't grow. I always thought of that man as an extension of myself. Maybe he'll still be here when I'm gone.
Sounds like an interesting read. The man was right, though. You don't need memories to live. I do.
I know you're here. I can't see or hear you, but I feel you. For the past few years, every time a name slipped my mind or a dream faded away, I knew it was you. I see you.
No! You can't. People down here aren't supposed to see me. Okay. Maybe you can see me. Hi, Gloria.
Get out. This is my house. This is my head. Get out.
I can't.
Why not?
First of all, I need to consume memories, especially good ones, to keep existing. Second of all, you can see me. That means that I'm losing my life force, and if I lose any more, I'm not gonna make it.
Why should I care? I'm not going to let some parasitic creature go poking around in my mind and consume whatever she wants. I am not a vending machine. You are not going to eat my wedding day.
You don't understand. It's not like I can make my own memories. I have to rely on others to live the lives I can't. If you give me the marble, I can show you the better home.
What's the better home?
It's a place that exists out of time and is far away from here. In the better home, there is only love and goodness. No pain, nothing bad exists there.
Really? Nothing bad?
Everything is pure and beautiful. I've seen it with my own eyes. I can take you there. All it costs is one marble.
I'm not going anywhere with you. I don't care how better it is than here.
Suit yourself then. But for the sake of saving the life of another living thing, please help me. Just give me your wedding day and I'll leave you alone.
Why would I help you? You took away the best parts of myself and turned me into a person I don't recognize. I despise you with every fiber of my being.
I know you hate me, but I'm not evil. I wish I could be able to live for myself. But I have a job to do, and this is how it gets done.
I'm not going to let you do this to other men and women. No one deserves to have their lives erased from themselves.
But that goes against the natural order of things. Look at your book. You wrote that life is only meant to be lived once, right? Those are your words. If you let me die, people will have too many memories of this place to want to move on to something better. The cycle of life will shatter and chaos will ensue. If not for me, and if not for yourself, save me so that the circle of life remains unbroken.
But how can I trust you? You've been gaslighting me for years. Because of you, I can't even tell if what I see is real anymore.
I'm real. And I'm really about to die. So please, Just give me the marble.
Do you promise to leave me alone?
I swear on my life, I'll leave you alone. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for the memories, Gloria.
Goodbye, parasite.
Oh, I'm not leaving yet.
What?
I said I'd leave you alone, but I can't. My job isn't finished until every last one of your best marbles is mine.
No. Why?
Before she can protest further, Memory Stealer steps behind Old Woman.
The day my daughter was born.
Mine.
The day I became an English teacher.
Mine.
The day my book topped the national bestseller list.
Mine.
My daughter's high school graduation.
Mine.
I became a grandma.
Mine.
My 50th wedding anniversary to Walter.
Mine. Mine. Mine.
I don't remember anything but this now. It contains my sadness, the grief I felt then locked away for safekeeping, for my parents, my brother, Walter, for all the loved ones I outlived. This is the memory I hate the most, yet it's the last to leave. Why? Is it here to remind me of the people I'll soon see? Or is it here to taunt me, an eternal memorial to what I've lost? I'm numb to the world, so you might as well leave me too.
I'll take this one, Gloria. It's for your own good. Why live with pain here when you can remember and feel happiness somewhere else? I'm sorry, but these just don't belong here anymore.
Do I know you? I don't remember seeing you around here before.
Oh, Grandma, don't be silly. Of course you know me. I think you're losing your marbles. Are you ready to go home? Come with me. There's a very special place I want to show you.
Memory Stealer walks Old Woman off stage. Old Woman exits.
Memory is a fickle being. I would know. I'm her. You must think me awful for taking that woman's life away, but when you think about it, it had to be done. You all will see me at some point in your lives. I am inevitable.
I had almost forgotten how people down there view time as finite. And if a moment isn't worth having, it isn't worth their time. I remember having to fight for the right to my time. The time I spent, the time I had yet to serve. But when you think about it, time is just a means to an end. You spend it or save it in the hopes of finding moments which can last longer in your mind than any minute, hour, or year. Fighting for the good feelings is how you make your limited time down there worthwhile. Even if you lose the fight, take it from me. The treasured moments you fought so hard for are yours to keep for all eternity.
So I implore you, have as many good moments as possible. Life was meant to be lived in the present, not the past. Don't be afraid of me. The collective of your human experience is how I will survive and be immortalized for generations to come.
End of play.
Fabulous job. Wonderful work. If you would like to be a part of our talk back, please keep your cameras on and you'll just give me a little wave and I'll call on you. That way we can keep our mics muted, but our videos are on. We'd like to start off with our traditional question. Every talk back starts with this. Andrew, kick it off.
So Cara, you submitted your play to New Voices many months ago. How has that play changed and evolved through the process of workshopping last week with Jamie, our playwright in residence, and in rehearsals with your actors and with your director, Margaret Joyner?
That is a very good question. My play's actually evolved a great deal. When I originally submitted it, it was only 6 pages, and at the end it ended up being like 15. And so it was really cool to see how the workshops helped make it better, because in the beginning it was too easy for the memory stealer to just like take memory after memory, and there was like no interaction between the characters whatsoever. But during the workshop process, I was inspired by our playwright in residence and the other playwrights to to create more dramatic conflict between the two characters. So that was when the old woman was eventually able to see the memory stealer. And it was, that kind of brought in like a whole another level to both of their characters. And through that and through working with Miss Margaret Joyner and our wonderful actors and stage manager, it was really cool to see how they also brought more depth to the characters and their own interpretations, and how that kind of created the frame story as well. So this is definitely a collaborative effort. I certainly would not, you would have seen a very different product if it was just me working on it. So a huge thank you to everybody who was a part of making this play the way it is.
Thank you so much.
Susan.
I can. Yes, I'm curious. This play hit pretty close to home over here, as I'm one of the older people watching this, I think. Is this from personal experience?
I personally have never known anyone with dementia, but this play was in part inspired by my father. When I was 11, he, after 10 years of fighting, he passed away from brain cancer. So especially towards the end of his life, I had to watch him deteriorate mentally and physically, and just it was heartbreaking to see him kind of forget the man that he once was. So I wanted to capture that in a play and perhaps give hope to people who know someone struggling with this or similar neurological disorders, to kind of give hope to them that they are in a better place, because I believe that my dad is somewhere better. I believe he's in heaven, and I believe that everything he forgot towards the end of his life, he remembers, and it just makes him happy.
And I love the way that your character, Evelyn's character, the cruelty of what happens, it really came across in that, I thought. It's very good.
Thank you.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi. As the second to eldest person watching here today, Cara, I want to congratulate you and your actors, directors. I thought it was extraordinary. I too lost my dad to early Alzheimer's, not in the same way as you, but I lived through what you did as well. I just thought this was extraordinary. There was so much conflict, and when the scene stealer took that wedding vow marble, I just gasped. I was glad the sound was off. It was just extraordinary, and I feel like the Zoom platform may have been best in terms of watching these two characters. I just loved the way you weaved in May the Circle Be Unbroken. There were just so many aspects that were spot on, beautifully done. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I very much appreciate it.
Margaret. Margaret, unmute, please.
You know what? Can you hear me now? Okay. So where are you going with your writing?
Do you mean in terms of playwriting or just with this play?
Just writing in general.
Oh, well, I've written a couple plays so far, and I've actually written in pretty much every medium. So I mainly stick with prose, but I am leaning more into more like learning about the craft of playwriting, because I find theater such a fascinating way to portray stories, and especially like character-based journeys and experiences. I love watching people just overcome obstacles, no matter how small, in the terms of like, it can be the greatest thing ever, or it can just be something like an internal goal that they want to accomplish. And I love writing in general, and I hope that it's something that I will continue to pursue and create for the rest of my life.
Lily. Lily.
Lily, unmute.
I'm unmuted. I did it. I'm done. I'm curious about your experience with New Voices, working with your fellow playwrights. If there was anything that you felt particularly inspired by in their writing, or that you kind of sort of borrowed from theirs and used to edit your play. I'm curious about that.
I can't really pinpoint any exact moments, because again, all the plays are amazing and incredibly different and diverse in scope and in terms of their characters. But I think there were like some aspects of their plays maybe that kind of inspired my writing, because obviously such a collaborative medium such as theater involves a lot of minds working together. So I think just maybe in terms of the character development, they helped a lot in determining who my characters were and what their goals were. So I'm very grateful to have worked with them and to have seen their wonderful plays.
Nice, thank you.
Do you have any final thoughts or questions for Cara? Margaret?
So after all the workshopping, the tweaking and all is all done, how do you feel?
I feel great. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better team to have worked on this project, and I'm very grateful that it's being put out into the world through a Zoom platform, because really my goal for this is to give hope to people who are struggling with dementia or similar neurological disorders, because I believe that there is something better waiting beyond this world, and I want people to be assured of that and know that even if it doesn't seem all right now, it will be eventually.
Wonderful.
I think that is a beautiful sentiment to end on. And I congratulate the entire Forgetting team. What a beautiful production. Congratulations.
Thank you.